Honorable Sangwen is right that when we administered oath here, we read to you the relevant section in the rules that the evidence that you depose here under oath is part of the immunities that you enjoy here, cannot be used against you anywhere outside these proceedings.
Okay, can I answer to that?
You are welcome to say anything.
They cannot be used against me by who? Because if you say they cannot use it against me by the committee, that I understand. But if someone is investigating me and there's something that I'm saying now which can incriminate me, obviously they will use it against me.
Yeah, what we have read from you here comes from what we call a national legislation, which is about the powers, privileges and immunities. It's an act of 2004. So any person who has been invited to appear before Parliament or a committee of Parliament takes an oath. And the privileges or immunities that go with you having taken an oath under that legislation is that any information or evidence that you depose before a committee or a House of Parliament can never be used anywhere outside that committee or House of Parliament. So it means there is nobody who can come to you and say, this is the evidence that you deposed before a committee or a House of Parliament. It can't be used. It's only Parliament that has that exclusive right to use that evidence, because you shall have taken oath through us.
Okay.
Ikwagala botse.
Ya kwagala mara a ke nkwishishi. My concern is, firstly, I heard you saying when you were speaking about the immunities, you were speaking about there's some other exceptions which you mentioned, and also whoever who might be investigating me might come later and say that I had this from my source, not from the committee, and then use that against me.
Your hand is up, Honorable Malim.
No, Mr. Matlala, it simply means that whatever you share in this committee will never be taken from this committee and say on the basis of this, we are charging you because you gave the committee this evidence which is incriminating you and therefore are using it to charge you. So let's say on Medicare, they can't say, you are not charged with Medicare. They can't say what you said here about Medicare is now being used as evidence to charge you on the basis of you saying it here. But if they come and say a source gave us this, obvious, in a criminal case, they will have to reveal who's this source and what is the credibility of the source and where did the source this evidence that is being used against you. And if it comes back to Parliament, it will not stand the test of time in a court of law because you produced it here in Parliament.
Yes, I hear him very well, but also I heard you mentioning some exceptions with these immunities, but I didn't get those exceptions.
It's a charge of perjury.
Yes, perjury. Yeah.
Yes. Or a charge relating to evidence or documents required in these proceedings. So, if only any information or any evidence that is required by this proceedings, we mean now you and us as we continue with the hearing. So I want any other case or any other charge that is contemplated here outside of the proceedings that we have with you.
Okay.
Ke nyaka gore o re ko go kwela lekganyana.
Ho kwa go kwele,
Wa e kwešiša?
partly.
Okay. Which is the part that you do not understand?
I'm more concerned about the investigators because they're not gonna come here and, as much as they can say that we had it from a source, and then they will never even reveal who is their source, and which is, they even have the right to protect their own source. So some of the things, they might be technical. So I cannot guarantee myself that 100% they won't use it against me, but I take it that the committee cannot use it against me. But outside of this committee, whoever wants to investigate me, and then I'm making things easy for him by me, maybe there was something that they wanted to use it against me, then I'm giving it to them on a silver platter.
So the law you understand is just that you have fears.
I wouldn't say fears. I would say concerns.
Yeah. That even when the law protects you, it may be to a particular extent which may be limited.
What I'm saying, there might be a way to manipulate that same law that is protecting me. Or else I wouldn't be here today if that law is protecting me.
Yeah. But
I'm in chains today because of the law that is protecting me.
Yeah. What we are reading to you is the law that governs these proceedings. That if you have those concerns, or in the event your concerns come to a reality, you can still contact Parliament and say, this is what you committed, that it will not come back to me, and why am I now being harassed?
I think if we can do that with my legal team and then have it in writing, then I'm okay.
Let's say it's a matter which during break,
Yes.
your legal team and our team can deal with.
Then I'll be comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, we cannot oppress you from raising any matter that you feel you want to raise, but at the end of the day, there must be a common understanding.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. SC, is that sufficient?
Chair, not quite. I would have expected and the committee to raise this issue, and they now have. And just to summarize to Mr. Matlala, that you, as a witness, any witness that appears before Parliament or a parliamentary committee, enjoys immunity from prosecution. You are privileged in the sense that whatever you say cannot be used against you by any outside third party, unless, which is a constitutional issue, unless, of course, you lie, or you've committed a fraud, or you've told untruths, and someone from outside says, no, what you said here today, it's a lie. So as long as you are truthful before this committee,
Yes, yeah.
you enjoy immunity, you enjoy protection. And that is why the committee requests you to answer these questions truthfully, if you can.
Yes, Mr. Aranse, I think when you take a break, if you can just consult with my legal team, and then I'll be more than happy to continue answering anything that you're asking.
Is here,
Yes.
and he's heard the discussion, the debate.
Yes.
So maybe during the lunchtime shortly, we
Of
can
course, yeah.
just confirm with you and give you some of his own advice. So just to revert to this health risk services tender contract and your interest in the Medicare business, you told us that. Sorry, Chair, may I proceed? Yes. Yeah. So there's these two persons, Messrs. Van Wyk and Venter, they are the directors in the Medicare 24 Holdings company. And they contacted you in 2017 and asked you whether you'd be interested in becoming involved. And in